What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the Scevoli Tano Tonight show, guys. It is me. It is I. It is like the legend. He survived. He has risen. I. What is more? I think that's it. I think I've just risen because I feel like I'm dying. So the allergies are kicking my ass. So I'm just dying slowly. So I have risen. But we have a very special guest tonight on the Scevoli Tano Tonight show. We have Darth Jesus. Yeah.
Hello there. Hey.
Yeah. Darth Jesus, everybody.
I'm here. Thank you. Thank you for the invitation, man. I appreciate. I am excited to be here, and I'm ready to talk about what we love, that is Star Wars.
I know. Thank you. I appreciate that. I didn't even have to say thank you to be on the show. You already said that for me. That's it. Thank you for that.
No, man, I appreciate. I'm ready. I'm excited.
I'm so happy you are here. Before we start the Tonight Show, please subscribe down below to the YouTube channel, The Scevoli Tano Show, for more of awesomeness. Me, because Darth Jesus is not going to be here all day long. It's going to be me.
I'm here for a couple minutes, so sorry.
Yeah, he's here for like maybe 2 more minutes, and that's it, really. I got no time, I'm just a busy guy, doing nothing. But how are you, Darth Jesus?
Everything good, man. Everything good. How about you? Tell me.
I'm good. I'm really good. I'm just dying with the cough. It's allergies, the change of weather, and the
It's crazy. It's crazy. How's everything? Like I have been like that like 2 weeks ago. Like
I had the flu.
Almost dying.
I had the flu 2 weeks ago. I was in bed for 3 days with the flu.
Shit.
I know. I was dying. I was like, maybe I'll make it to heaven or something.
You were like, oh, maybe I'm not gonna do the podcast with Jesus.
Yeah, I'm like, I gotta do it with this guy.
Yeah.
He looks like a fun guy. I gotta do the show with him.
Let's do it.
Sometimes I gotta let you run the show. You take over. You be Scevoli Tano for the
day.
Hey,
let's do it. You take your break and I continue.
Hey, see you later then. See you later, guys.
Okay,
Bye.
so we're gonna be talking.
So as you know, this is the Scevoli Tano Tonight show, my friend. We talk everything Star Wars. So we could play some games. We just ask each other questions and see whoever face plumps first. Whoever goes first. It might be me at this point. It might be
You
me.
think? Nah.
Yeah, probably me.
You think? Nah, I don't. I doubt it.
Me too. But I just have to say it.
You have to make me feel comfortable.
There you go. That's the way. See, he knows the show in and out already. God, have you been stalking me, Jesus? I don't know, man.
I know my tricks,
Just like Hondo and Naka, tricks,
Here.
Yep.
And like Lando, I have my cards here.
Right there, yep. So my first question to you, Jesus, is what made you love Star Wars so much? What made you become a digital content creator like you are? I see you doing so much amazing stuff. I love your work so much.
Thank you.
Like when I found you, I was like, wow, this guy is really cool. I was like, this guy does everything. Like, I wish I could do things like that. I can, but I don't. I don't want to copy somebody. I don't want to copy anybody.
No, but the content is for everyone. We share a fandom, so maybe you have ideas the same as I. So that doesn't matter. If we all on the same fandom, so we can all have the same ideas. So everything I have been a Star Wars kid since I was a little kid. Everything started because my mom was super into Star Wars, thanks to my grandfather. So I have memories of us I'm being super young and sitting with my mom and my grandfather to watch the movies, and it was an inside joke because my grandfather always says oh, I haven't watched that one. I don't remember. Let's watch it again because I don't remember that movie. So we will watch it again. I don't know how many times we watch a Star Wars movie, and that's the memories that I have. Thanks to my grandfather and my mom, I got into this fandom. I remember as a kid going to Disney and seeing the characters, the toys. That was the big thing. Star Wars since always has been big on toys and collectibles. So thanks to all that, now me as an adult, I'm living my young self dream, being an adult and still loving this fandom and still collecting all the Star Wars things. So everything like on my page, everything started because before Darth Jesus, I was a Funko Pop Crux.
Oh, okay.
I was Funko Pop Cross, and at first I started my page by photographing my pups, like in nature, um, everywhere on the shelves. Like I have like a theme every day. I have a theme, and I go out. I was doing it here with lights and everything, and that's how I started. Like about almost a year ago, um, I changed to Darth Jesus because I wanted something like that had my name, had me, had like I define me, and like people can say Darth Jesus, but that's my name. So that's how I changed to Darth Jesus. Like I wanted something that had me. And yeah, that's how everything started with pandemic. Like on 2020 is when I started. Like everyone was on their home. So I was in the room with them every day. So I was like, okay,
You woke up like that, you know. You woke up like that, you know.
yeah, I was like, okay, I need to take pictures of them, and that's how everything started.
That's
And
awesome.
you, how you started with this
It all
fandom and
started when I was born. It all started when I was born,
nice.
you know. Came out of the womb. No, it actually started like when the Mandalorian came out. It
Okay,
started when the Mandalorian came out because I
that's
loved.
interesting.
Yeah, I know, right? Because I loved when I saw it because I thought like no offense to everybody watching, like I thought like Star Wars was like stupid. Like
Okay,
I thought it was like Harry Potter or like Marvel I wasn't really a big fan of either. Um and my friends were all like Marvel heads and stuff like that. They liked Star Wars, but they were bigger Marvel fans.
okay.
And I think when The Mandalorian came out, Grogu, I fell in love with Grogu. I don't know why. I think everybody did, but I had
Yeah.
a love for Grogu like it was like my lost child that I don't have in this world.
Like that, I
So,
remember that last episode, both of them,
like
like
E.T.,
Mandalorian. Yeah,
like E.T.,
yeah.
you know? And I fell in love with the story of The Mandalorian because I didn't know what The Mandalorian was. So I went on Disney Plus and I was like, okay. I watched the movies before because Revenge of the Sith will always be like my favorite movie.
Same.
Because when the movies came out, I was only nothing in 1999. I was zero. Uh,
You were an idea.
yeah, I was an idea. Um, so 2005, I was 6. I don't
Okay.
really like. I can't really watch a movie. I wouldn't really know. Um, so I was like, oh, okay. So the Mandalorian comes on, and I watched it. I watched the whole season. Da da da. And then I was like, who are all these characters? Like who is like I know who Yoda was, I knew who Anakin was, I knew who Darth Vader was, Luke, and everybody. But I didn't know
Like the
about the
Lord.
animations. Yeah, like the animations that they had. So I watched the
Um,
Clone Wars movie and instantly I fell in love with like the love of my life, Ahsoka
Ahsoka
Tano,
Tano.
you know? Um and there is like the journey of everything. So I watched the Clone Wars, I loved it, and at the time season 7 hasn't came out yet. So at that time it was only up to season 6. Thank God, because then I would be like, oh, thank God I was watching with everybody in the world.
Uh huh.
Um, so it went up to season 6, and I loved every minute of it. And then, like, I looked up who Ahsoka was. I watched YouTube videos of who Ahsoka really was, get her
Hmm.
story, the book. I read her book. Um, it blew my mind. I fell in love. I fell in love with the animation, and I was always a big like back then, like years ago, before the pandemic and everything.
Okay.
I was a big like maybe live action person, like movies and stuff like that. Because everything like you see in Marvel was live action. Like there was
Live
no
action.
animations like they have
Mm-hmm.
now.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I watched Clone Wars and you see how the animation grew, and from like season 1 until I think season 3 or season 4, where they take the switch, where they grow up, you see Ahsoka grown up and Anakin
Mm-hmm.
grown up a
Yeah.
little, and going into season 7, I fell in love with animation. Like everybody on this show or my channel will say Scevoli Tano is like an animation person. I don't
And
like.
like
I don't like.
it's crazy too, cause like on that time, the idea of animation was, oh, that's for kids.
Yeah,
That's for kids. That's for, and honestly, like, no. like it's for everyone. And like animation, like for example, that season 7, the season 7 is dark,
It
and
is.
it's dark, and as well as Rebels, like not because it's animation, it's like it's, we have to like orient and help the people that thinks that because if it's animation is for kids, and no, like
And it's not.
it's amazing, it's great, you're gonna love it, you're gonna like it a lot.
And I love like Ahsoka Tano is like a piece of me. Like I'm Scevoli Tano for a
Nice.
reason, you know. I'm like it's on my I don't have my AirPods, but someone at when I was working yesterday, one of the kids picked up my AirPod case and they read it, they go, Scevoli Tano? Who is that? Is that you? I was like, yeah, that's my last name, and I love Star Wars. So she was like, you love Star Wars? And then she just ran off and went to go play with the ball. I got the ball I told her to. And I was like, yeah. I said, you're gonna watch it too one day. And then she just ran off.
And you're gonna love it, and you're gonna
Yeah,
get
you're
like
love it,
super into it.
Yeah, you're gonna love it. But yeah, like that's the fall of like the love for Ahsoka. Like
Nice.
animation is where, and one of my friends always asked the question, Chris, like she's live action now and everything. You don't like the live action, and I personally, I'm not a big fan of live action. So the Ahsoka
Okay.
show, like I watched the Ahsoka show. I loved every minute of it. Don't get me wrong. That's my character.
Mhm.
You know, I love
Mhm.
Anakin too. Anakin's one of my favorite characters. Ezra's one of my favorite characters.
Same.
That's top 3 for me. Like
Yeah.
Ahsoka, Anakin, and Ezra. And then Sabina's like my favorite Mandalorian. So I fell in love with the animation. When you bring them live action, is way different. You
Yeah,
know?
and like also like how Ashley Eckstein like gives to that character,
Yeah.
like because she's another thing, like she's Ahsoka. You see her and she talks, and you're like, wow, like she's Ahsoka. She's Ahsoka. She talks like Ahsoka. She lives like Ahsoka. She
She does.
she represents Ahsoka, like in everything that she do, and every idea that she, and all the help that she do for the society and for the fandom. Like that's a thing that Ahsoka will do 100%.
Oh yeah, like that's why I think I connected with her more. Because if you go throughout my life, like it's just not like Ahsoka. Like I don't have lightsabers, but I don't have the Force. I don't have powers. You know, I wish a lot of things would be different. You know, a lot of things-
for sure,
for sure, it would be a lot different. But I live like her every day. Like I have a piece of her, like going to work or like going outside and just being.
These values, the values.
Yeah, just
the
being
values.
like my favorite quote with Ahsoka is like, in my life, when you find people that need your help, you help
You
them.
help them
no matter
what.
And and that lived with me. And like even with Rebels, like it's a new day, a new beginning when she says to like Ezra, Keenan, Sabine, Harris, Zeb, and Chopper, like at the end of season 1, she says that, and it's like it is a new day. It's a new beginning for you guys. Like every day you wake up, like you wake up every day, and it's not the same every day. Something is going to be different throughout your day.
Yep.
So
every day you're gonna learn something different.
Yeah, and it's incredible because I am doing that. I'm learning something new about people or life or Star Wars or something new every day, and it's just
Nice. Honestly, yeah, it's good. It's good to hear your story, and it's good to hear how that character represent you. Because
yeah,
and how you represent that character. Like how can you describe yourself as Ahsoka? All the values, like the integrity of that's Ahsoka, the like how she's so selfless, because she cares a lot.
She cares. She was like, she's one of the Jedis that what should have been the Jedi. What should have been the Jedi is like her. Keenan, I think, was a great example.
I think Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yes, I compare Qui-Gon and Ahsoka to the T. I really wish they met somehow. I really do. I hope that
they were like so alike, but so, like, because they both like represent like the balance, because they Qui-Gon Jinn was like, he didn't believe in like all the beliefs that the Jedi had, like he has his beliefs and the way to see the Force and the life. So and every time, like, he was so peaceful, and
he was
like Qui-Gon was one of my favorite characters too. Like how he was so calm, and then like how he flew in the Force, Like for me, Qui-Gon Jinn is one of the most interesting and important characters in the whole saga because
Yes,
he's the breaking point.
he is.
He's the what if, literally. Like, what if he was alive? What if what how have been everything different if he was still alive? Like
He
I
didn't
think
believe the politics. He didn't believe.
nope, he didn't
He didn't
believe like
follow.
that because the Jedi's on the Phantom Menace, they were obsessed. I don't know, like they were like I don't know how to explain it. They were blind. They were blind by the power and they had like because they didn't believe that the Sith were coming back. Like, oh,
No.
that's or we are on the top, so they're not coming back. And they were blind, and that's how they failed because their powers made them fail and made them blind of what was really happening because everything was in their face.
Oh
Like
yeah, I always say that. I said I don't
everything
know how
was in
Palpatine like went
uh-huh.
around you
And in
people.
the
Like
whole in the Attack of the Clones, you see that Yoda make faces every time Palpatine said something. If you see like shorts, Yoda is like looks confused and like he does these movements and like they show you that. So it was on their face.
it was, and I
And
blame for the Clone Wars. Like you watch Yoda's last couple episodes, and you see that he sees who it is. Like
mhm.
if you cannot tell me like the face is covered and his nose and chin are sticking out of his hood, and you're not gonna know who that is, and it's a it's a representative of Palpatine. You
Mhm.
know, like Yoda had the ways to stop whatever was going on.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah, and like
but
another character for me super important that was Count Dooku.
yes, Count Dooku,
Count
I liked
Dooku
him in
knew.
Thousand Jedi.
Count Dooku knew, and like you can see him as a Sith or whatever, but like he was lost too, because everything went dark when Qui Gon died for him. Like they show you that on Tales of the Jedi, like how that makes him suffer, because like they were super close. Like he was like brother, like a brother relationship or like a father and son relationship between him and Qui Gon. So I remember like I always watch Attack of the Clones like because I don't know if you remember when Obi-Wan is like tied
Yes,
and Count Dooku tell him like if you join me like I don't know, I'm paraphrasing, but like on words he told him, hey, the dark like is on your faces, like you guys are getting fooled. And he talked about the Sith, and Obi-Wan said like, oh, I don't believe you. So like if Count Dooku was a key, also like an important key of everything. And like I, in the beginning when I saw that, like the first time the movies, he was not a character that I was into it. Like,
yeah,
Count Dooku,
yeah.
like okay, they kill him on the first 20 minutes of their movie, so okay, next. But when they show him on Tales of the Jedi, I was like, wow, like he had almost the same mind as Qui-Gon Jinn. Like he was not into all the beliefs that the Jedi had. Like he was seeing the balance as well. And for me that's super 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 important. But Qui-Gon, in the history, Qui-Gon is a good what if.
Yeah,
Like
I think if they really did a what if series, they would
for
definitely do starring
because
Qui-Gon.
that's why they called that fight between him, Darth Maul and Obi-Wan, Duel of the Fates, because they are fighting for Anakin's fate.
Yeah.
Because if Qui-Gon would leave, like the whole history of Anakin will be different. And if the Darth Maul like kill him, the story went to a different way. So that fight is like a road with two exits.
It's like what really happened if Qui-Gon didn't die, that
Yeah.
route that he did die,
Mm-hmm.
that's what the Duel of Fates are,
Yep.
you
Literally.
know. And I think even with Revenge of the Sith, like the Battle of Heroes, it's Obi-Wan fighting for freedom and
Mhm.
Anakin fighting for the other side. You know, that's the
Mhm.
bat.
Yeah,
They're
and
both
that's another
heroes.
thing that like Obi-Wan knew, like that Anakin like is Obi-Wan's fault too, because like through the all the animations and all like a couple books, uh like Obi-Wan knew what was happening with him and Padme. Like
He
Obi-Wan knew
did. Even Captain Rex did.
yeah,
Even Captain Rex.
Like Obi-Wan knew, but he didn't stop him. He didn't talk to him. So in some part, he has responsible of why Anakin turned into Darth Vader, because like it was different. Like it was different how his relationship was with him. They were like brothers instead of like master and apprentice. And he was not like a good talk person between him and Obi-Wan. Like Anakin never opened himself to talk what was happening inside of his head and here. So that was why also like why Palpatine took advantage, because Palpatine was getting into his head and in his inside. Like he was making him his friend, but he
Yeah.
was playing with his mind. So if Obi-Wan if Obi-Wan had that opportunity and that like, hey, let's talk, hey, let's what's happening with you, that friendship,
Yeah.
that confidence,
And then
the whole
also with
story will be different too.
it would, and I think Obi-Wan never wanted to train Anakin. That's what we have to realize too. Like he never really wanted to train Anakin. Like, oh, I'm not training him. I'm doing it just because Qui-Gon told me to. Like that's what
Mhm.
Qui-Gon's last remarks were. I need you to train the boy.
Yeah.
If Qui-Gon never said that to Obi-Wan, Anakin would never have that train like the brothers,
Mhm.
And I think that too. I feel like with the emotions in Star Wars, no one like talks to anybody in Star Wars about.
Mhm.
Yoda sat down with Anakin in the movie, and Yoda didn't do anything either.
Mhm.
Like they just was like, yeah, you're great. You're just dealing with some stress. You can go back to bed now. Like I don't really care. You know, but it's like come on, he's telling you like he's seeing deaths of his mother. He's seeing like Padme die. He's
Mhm.
seeing that. But what he's really seeing, Anakin is seeing what he's becoming.
Hmm.
You
And
know, like
also, when on Attack of the Clones, when Anakin go to the Tuscans and the Sand People, like Yoda was meditating when everything was happening, and he heard, and he only
true.
said, "Oh, young Anakin is suffering." But hey, if that happened, you call Anakin. Hey, Anakin, I need you here. Let's talk about it. Like what's happening, And they left it. They left it over there.
Yeah, they didn't
And
care.
like he felt that like Yoda felt Anakin suffering, and he said it like, oh, I don't know, I don't remember if he's like, oh, something happened with Anakin, or like Anakin Skywalker is suffering. So there was a lot of mistakes that they could like prevent in order for them to save
They could
Anakin
have prevented
Skywalker.
everything. They could have prevented Order 66. They could have prevented the chips in the clone's head.
Oh man,
You
5G.
know, and another character that is so important, like to me, I don't know if he's important to you, is this man right here,
Man,
Crosshair.
Crosshair.
Um, I in the beginning he was not my favorite Bad Batcher.
Same,
It was probably Hunter or Wrecker,
same.
and Omega is my daughter, so she's just there.
she's
My
that
daughter.
she's gonna be important.
Yeah, she's important either way.
Yeah.
But watching like the end of the Clone Wars, because you get introduced to the Bad Batch, like who are these people? Oh my god, like, and they're only in like 3 episodes. Like, oh,
Mhm.
what happens to them? What did they execute Order 66? That was the big question going into the series.
Mhm.
And now you see the series of how they didn't, only Crosshair committed that, and then watching Crosshair's arc, it is
Man,
one of the best
he's
storytelling ever in Star
he's
Wars.
the
See,
he's the important character in this series. Like
yeah,
like how he believed on the Empire, and that, hey, I'm doing the right thing because I'm following orders. Like, and for him, he was doing a good thing, like on his mind. So we blame him, but we don't blame him because that's what he's thinking, that, hey, I'm doing the right thing, but not really. But he was super, like, trusting on the Empire, trusting on the process, trusting that, hey, these are the good guys, you guys are rebels.
Yeah,
So now that he saw the truth, that season two, that with Mayday,
Cody.
that Cody, like that moment of Cody looking all the names, and Cody tell him, like, are we on the right side? Like, bro, that scene, it was like a stick on my heart. And then he disappeared. Like, I hope he's good. I hope he, I don't know why, I hope he reunites with Obi-Wan and tell him, like, hey, my
That's my
bad.
dream. That's my dream.
I'm dreaming of that. Like, hey, my bad. They were controlling me, and they have like a bro moment.
And I think
Uh
that's what we need. Like, we need like the closure to like all the clones. You know, what happened to all the clones? You know, what
yeah.
happened? We know what happened to Wolf. We see what happens in the season.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
Captain Rex and stuff like that. But what happened to Cody? You know, that's a.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
Did he get captured? Is he on Tantus now? You know, like who
The
else?
I saw a rumor, if is he the soldier that they had on the on the
Like the
capsule.
like the TK? Are you talking about the TK
So
guy?
you know that they haven't show you there's a capsule that has a specimen over there that they're working with that. There are people saying that maybe that's Cody, that they're
Oh,
putting things to him, like to make him like a super clone. So I
oh,
hope I hope not, because there's gonna be a not good ending for him.
definitely not.
It's not gonna be a good ending. But I hope he's safe. I hope he's alive. I hope he reunites with Obi-Wan. I hope they run to each other. They hug, like,
Ugh.
my bad, and
Because we see
So
Cody how he shot Obi-Wan down, and even when we see like Cody with Crosshair, and Cody says, "I don't." Do I remember what he says? Like we live with the decisions we make, and we have to live with them too, you know. And it's like that moment he's talking about, like Obi-Wan, like he shot
Mhm,
down his general. You know, he made that decision. You know, he did that
mhm,
with the chip with no remorse. You know.
mhm.
But I hope he is okay. I really hope Cody is okay. You know, I
Yeah.
hope maybe we'll see him in the finale, the series finale. The cavalry has arrived. We know that the Bad Batch is on Kansas as we speak.
Yeah.
Omega found the Zillo Beast, which that's amazing because I wondered how, because in reality, how would they get out of Tantus without some help? They
Mhm.
needed that help because they have no Jedi's with them. Crosshair's hand is not
Working
what it
like,
is.
uh-huh.
So I was wondering, okay, the force sensitive kids, but they don't really know that they're force sensitive. Only
Mhm.
Omega knows somewhat of the force, you know, and she trained from Azaj, and she can maybe contain the beast, you know,
Like,
like we,
force, like connecting with the force with the animal, and the animal can, like, okay, I can
yes,
see that.
and we see maybe our hope for the finale is like my hope is her riding the Zillo Beast and kicking some ass, you know,
Yeah.
just like with Boba Fett riding the
With the
Rancor,
rancor.
you know,
Uh-huh.
and then we see her with the Zillo Beast because the Zillo Beast, we knew like when we watched the Clone Wars that Zillo Beast was important. We knew it
Mhm.
was,
Mhm.
you
Mhm.
know, and
Like
then
Palpatine had Palpatine had, like, super obsessed with it. Like, he needed that. Like, I don't know what, but
he
he
needed
was
that.
like,
The Zillo
he
Beast didn't
needed.
like him. The
Uh-huh.
Zillo Beast felt that whatever he felt, and I feel like animals can tell when someone's bad and someone's not
Mhm.
really.
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
So the Zillo Beast did not want him. You know, he wanted to
Mhm.
kill Palpatine.
So
But now going
you think
into
Omega is gonna, like, left, like, alive from Tantis? Like, you think she's gonna survive?
I think, you know, in Star Wars, I always thought like because you have to realize something. I listen to the music as well, like with Omega's theme. Like she gets a theme and she only premiered in the show. You know, no one gets a theme in Star Wars if they're not important. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like with Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan didn't even get a theme. He got a theme in his show. You know, when Obi-Wan
Mm-hmm.
Kenobi, the Kenobi show came out. So to me, Omega is a very important character because she's a force sensitive clone. She is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I've called it since the first episode when I saw her. I was like, she's important, no matter what. So to me, they do have blood samples of her, of course, but it
Mm-hmm.
also goes back to the Mandalorian and the Rise of
Yeah,
Skywalker.
and they show you like if you see the movies and how everything run, it didn't work because the clone
No,
of Palpatine like is a failed, like it
yeah.
was failed. So
So
they don't complete that experiment.
no, and I think Omega is part of that experiment. I feel like they have some of Omega like in there. Whatever they have in the secret other vault that they have, you know, they have the children, they have force sensitive children, but we see that also in Rebels. You know, no, the Jedi are not around to protect them no more.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, with Omega, she's important because she's the first force sensitive clone. She's a girl clone. There's no girl clones at all. And she reminds me of an Ahsoka. What a
Okay.
young Ahsoka before the clone, maybe before in Tales of the Jedi Ahsoka, I could say, because we could say
Okay.
before
Okay.
the Clone Wars started. Um, she reminds me of that, and if you piece it all together, her knowledge, like Omega is a brilliant character because now she's not scared no more.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
And she
we
has
see
all
her,
the she combined all the knowledge of her brothers.
everybody, her
So she.
brothers,
Mm-hmm.
Asajj, Sid,
Mm-hmm.
who else did she counter? Other clones, you know, Rex, you
She
know,
knew she knew Hera Syndulla.
Hera, you know, that's when I saw that, I was like, oh my god, like, can we meet up somewhere after
Uh-huh.
this? Like
I was
Hera and Omega, you
same.
know,
Yep.
can we do that? But then we get Rebels, like we said, we're a huge fan of Rebels, like you said before the show.
Mm-hmm.
And we
Yep.
see like we don't see any of these characters in there. We don't see the Bad Batch. We see Rex, of course. We see Commander Gregor. We see
Cool.
Wolf. So Wolf kind of snapped out of it, but we see him in a couple of the episodes that he's not really fully there. You know, he
Mm-hmm.
still contacts the Empire. And then we wonder like what happened to like Echo? What happened to like Hunter, Cody? Because now we didn't get Bad Batch in that time, like 2015 from 2018.
Yeah,
I
like
think
maybe
Rebels
it wasn't
premiered
like
from.
an idea or none.
You know, and I think to me, if I'm watching the series finale, going into the finale, I'm knowing maybe one of them will die.
Who?
I think it's not. I think it's gonna be Crosshair or Echo. That's who I think is gonna die.
Okay.
I don't think Hunter's gonna go. I don't think Wrecker's gonna go. I think it's gonna be Crosshair or Echo. It's not gonna be Omega because Omega, I think she has another story to tell. I think they're gonna do with her somewhere else.
I was talking with one of my friend, and we said that imagine if she leaves with Asash and she trains a little bit with her, and like maybe Asash can like make her see things different, and she can gain knowledge from her too.
And I think
So
that's a big thing to, like what I've been saying, and a lot of people have been saying on the show, the Path show. Asajj Ventress, Quinlan Voss, the Path. Like we find
mm-hmm,
out in Obi-Wan, oh, the
mm-hmm,
Path. Like, oh, what is this? It's like the Underground Railroad, really,
mm-hmm,
of Jedi. And I think to only protect Omega, because after Tantus, whatever happens in Tantus, if it blows up, the whole facility blows up, and Omega is alive, she is still valuable to the Empire.
mm-hmm.
And the only people that can protect her, it's not Hunter no more, because after a while, Hunter has failed. Like that's the truth. He has failed to protect Omega.
Crosshair too.
Crosshair too. You cannot protect Omega. You're clones, and then you're aging 2 times faster than a human. You know, you're aging
Mm-hmm,
that quickly. You're not gonna be fighting a fight all year long. So
Hmm.
Omega's gonna have to go off on her own eventually.
But
You know,
and the question is how you split them, because you know
how
there's
I
an
think
emotional attach over
I
there.
really think, to me, seeing this Omega in these last couple episodes, Omega can survive on her own. She can. She's not scared no more like we see in the beginning of the season or season
Hmm.
2 or season 1. To me, this Omega that we see on Tantus now is a more knowledgeable character, a more outgoing character. Like, okay, we're gonna make the best out of this. We're gonna get out. Just like
Hmm.
Ahsoka says when she's with the clone, when she's with the Jedi, that the Trandoshans are hunting. Like the Trandoshans
Hmm.
are hunting the Jedi and killing and playing for sport. She goes, "We're gonna make it out alive. Don't worry. We're gonna get you out." And they're children. Those are children. Ahsoka was was a teenager. You
Teenager.
know,
Uh-huh.
we're talking two different scenarios. But with Omega, she's gonna find a way to get out of there, even if her brothers didn't arrive on Tantus.
Man, when she heard like the noise of the gun and she said like, "Oh, those are my brothers," I was like, "Oh," like I was like, "Oh my God, yes, those are your brothers. Like they are there already." And when she said that, I was like, "Ah, that hurts," because she
I
was like,
know, but how she said it was, "My brothers are here," and it's like,
"Yeah."
okay, now she can start dealing. How is she gonna get out? How is she
Hmm.
gonna help the situation? Because now Echo's behind cover. He's in cover. You know, he
And she's
found
with
his
Emery, so I think
Emery.
Emery is gonna do like a good arc again. Like she's gonna help him, and she's gonna help the
Because now
clone
she
troopers.
sees what the Empire is about.
Uh huh.
You know, you see them experimenting on children. Like
Hmm.
you have to be really psychological insane if I'm poking
Uh
someone,
huh.
getting their blood from children, hiding, keeping them in a cell. There's
Hmm.
something wrong there.
Yeah, and like this episode was dark when one of the kids like tell like one of the scientists like, "Hey, I'm hungry." Like, "Oh, it's gonna go away." Like bro,
Like go
like
feed the child. Like go get
uh
something
huh,
to eat. Like
uh huh. Yeah, that
like
was.
that. I'm like, and I love the little white baby, like the white
Oh my, yeah.
the animal
I
baby.
hope they gave him back to his mother. Like, I want that show ending like that. Like, I want that kid going back to his mother. Because what Cat Bane did there, I was like, wow, like they're taking children's like, and that it
I
was
think
like,
Cad Bane like had a little remorse there. Like maybe we don't see him doing that again, you know, because he's getting these babies, and I feel like you're a human at the end of the day. Like your common sense is like there's something wrong here, you
yeah,
know. Like why am I doing this? Like
uh
I
huh.
think with Cad Bane, that scene he felt a little like bad. Like he felt a
And
little
also the droid, because I think you can see the droid like, okay,
like
like
yeah,
that's
like
a baby.
we're that's a baby.
Yeah,
Like we're doing this now. Like
uh
that's
huh.
we can't. That's crazy. That's a child.
Hmm.
But yeah, this it's gonna be an intense finale. It really is. And
I
Omega's
hope I hope
prepares.
it's like an hour. I hope it's at like an hour full, because I cannot see this show ending like on good with only 30 minutes. You know, because it's gonna.
Yeah, I think they
Yeah.
would have to go like maybe the Rebels route. Like they did 40 minutes, 45 minutes for the finale.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I would see with what is left of what we're knowing, we're going in blind to the finale. Like there is
Hundred
no,
percent.
we don't know what's happening. We don't know what's going on. We know Echoes with Emery. We know Hunter and Crosshair
They're
and
fighting with
Lecter.
that creature,
Yeah,
and Omega now knows that they are here. So she already has like a plan. So that's what is happening. Like there's different
that's what's going
arcs.
on.
There's different arcs, and they all have to go together in one time. So I think it's gonna be intense. I think it's
Yes,
gonna
and
be
I cannot
intense,
wait to
and
be there on 3 a.m.
I think I'm
watching
gonna
all
take
those
up
guys.
high blood pressure. So, because I'm gonna be on the edge of my seat that day.
Yeah, everybody take some high blood pressure pills,
Yep.
take like everything because it's about the cavalry has arrived, and
Man, do you think Rex is gonna arrive with a lot of clones to help them?
I hope. Like I hope it's not just four of them going in there blind because definitely someone's dying. Like
Hmm.
if you have Rex and some clones coming in,
because there has to be like there has to be they have to show you like how Wolf goes with him, like
Yeah, so like on to me, we don't know the outskirts of Tantus. We do not know what's like. I feel like we're only getting one side of Tantus, like one half of the building, not even half, maybe a quarter of the building. And there are so many clones. Like if you realize when Echo was like going through everybody, there's all those clones there. There's
mhm.
everybody that you can see on that. There's probably 20 clones, maybe even more.
And they haven't like another character that he hasn't come back is the CX2. He's alive,
Yo,
but
TK, the TK guy.
the the CX, the clone that was like the super clone, like that they were he was following them, they were hunting them,
Oh yeah, the
so
TK guy.
he he also needs to like come in the on the equation,
Finale.
you know.
It's gonna be yeah. It would be sad to see the show end in 30 minutes. I don't think they can tell that story
No.
unless because even you're ending the show now. This is where you're ending. This is where we're gonna leave off. What's to come? What's the next animation show? Because I think they're gonna have another animation show.
Hmm.
But what it's to come, I don't think I like. You can't tell me in an episode that they're gonna escape in 25 minutes, not even
No.
22 minutes.
And like I'm hoping like a sad ending, and maybe they make them all alive and Star Wars fools again. So like everything can happen, literally everything can happen. They can survive, they can
Yeah,
all
they can.
die.
Everybody can survive. Like I would love if
Uh-huh.
everybody survived, and then they maybe are in the Clone Rebellion show because the Bad Batch. I feel like you can't kill everybody off in the Bad Batch.
No.
You
Like
have
in
to
one
tell.
episode, it will be crazy. Like I was imagining if that was gonna happen, like they would do it in a couple episodes, Like on this episode, this clone die. On the next two episodes, this one dies. So there are three remaining. So that's the only way that I saw it. I'm not seeing it like they all die in the same episode. That would be like I
That
think
would
the
be trash.
saddest the,
That
the
would be the saddest episode in Star Wars history.
history. 100%, hundred
Like if
percent,
they
hundred
all
percent.
died, like if they all like got lined up, like and just shot, like, and then Omega's
Oh
watching.
no, and I saw one theory too. Like, oh, imagine if Darth Vader arrives and do like a Rogue One scene with all the clones.
I don't. At this time, I wouldn't want that to happen because you're gonna kill all of them. Like there's no
That's
stopping.
mismatch.
Yeah, it's. I know that was everybody's theory going into the show, like how
Uh
it
huh.
everything. Darth Vader. No, Darth Vader's got other things to do than deal with like
Mhm. Mhm.
clones. Like reality, he has other Jedi to find or whatever he's doing in his.
Mhm. Yeah,
You know.
with his Inquisitors.
Yeah, and then we'll see that in the Tales of the Empire.
Mhm.
But how do you think it's gonna end? What is your theory going into the finale Wednesday, May the 1st?
Okay. So what's gonna happen? Omega is gonna make lose the like she gonna help the creature escape, and the creature's gonna make like a big mess that like he like trying to escape too. So it's gonna be like a like an she's gonna use it for their attention. So all the empires goes with that attention, and she's escaping in the other side. So my theory is like she gonna help that creature escape, so that creature helps her to take all the attention of the empire with them with it. So that I think that's gonna happen, but I don't know how like they all gonna survive. Like I think she's gonna escape. I think she's gonna escape, but I think three of the clones died. I
Oh,
think Hunter, I think Echo, and I think Wrecker.
honestly,
I think that Crosshair is gonna live with her, like left with her. Uh like for me it will be amazing like seeing this arc and at the end him having a good ending, because for me he's one like Omega is important, but I think he's the most important character he has the best arc on the whole
Yeah.
on the whole. So I will want him to see him alive. Like if you ask me this question a year ago, I will tell you that they will go to the island and they will live
Oh
there
yeah.
happy. But now the Empire knows that island, so I don't see that happening anymore. But for me, that was the ending. Like, oh, they're gonna finish all the missions that they had, and that's gonna be their happy ending. Like that place, they're gonna live there happily ever after. But now that the Empire has the location, like I don't know where they're gonna hide, and I'm really hoping that Crosshair gets alive because he was just he was just following the process, and he learned and he accept his mistakes. So now he see him with his brothers back. Like I will suffer if they kill him. Like I will cry if they kill him, and if he dies in Omega's hand, it's gonna be worst. So I really hope he makes him alive, and I don't want to see any Plan 99 happening again.
I know. But T. Bradley Baker said, "Get those tissues ready."
I saw the post, and all the reviews have been like, "Hey, this is devastating. Like this series is devastating. Is so I don't know, honestly. Like I know for sure a couple of them are gonna die. I see Hunter sacrifice him because at first, like the relationship between Omega and Hunter was something that I was like, wow, like, but everything changed. Like it changed since like she started attached last season with Tech, and now this season with Crosshair, and I haven't seen her like attached with him a lot on this season. So for me, that changed a little bit because she grew, and so I don't know how he survived like everything, but I would not love to see Crosshair die. Like I don't want that. I hope he
No, we love
survives
Crosshair.
100%. Like
Crosshair.
we are like a Crosshair like fandom.
But yeah, it's gonna be really bad. I don't know. I think my theory, like, it kind of makes sense, but not really. Um, but it's mine is that the Zilbies will escape. That's the thing that's gonna help them.
Hmm.
Um, and it's gonna be like a clone uproar. Really, the clones are gonna fight the Empire. Tantus is gonna probably not fall, but probably take some damage. And like I said, I think Crosshair or Echo is going. Um, I don't want none of them to go. Just so we recommend on that, I want none of them to go. But it makes more sense. Like Echo Base, Echo's name is that.
Like maybe he do the biggest sacrifice.
Maybe he does.
Did you
Maybe
imagine
he
that he do like a Plan 99, like with
blows up everything.
yeah,
I would see that. I would see
and
that.
that's like a base. He destroys a base. Like
Oh, okay. I see what you did there. That makes sense. That makes good sense, though. Actually, it
Echo
does.
base, like because of the sacrifice that Echo did on that base that he destroyed. So I hope. Hey, I hope I'm wrong. Like forget what I said. Forget it. I didn't say anything.
Forget it. We roll back
Okay.
the tape. Roll back the
Yeah. Eliminate this part.
tape. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a fight. It really is, and I think at the end of all this, the ending is gonna be them. I think contacting maybe Sid or maybe some other person, because this is not gonna stop once Omega is back in Hunter, or whoever survives Tantus. Omega is surviving. I think Omega is like the one that I think will survive all this because she's
You know what?
important.
Maybe they do the same thing that they did with like the Ahsoka. You remember that Rex protect like who survived?
Yes.
So I think like what's gonna happen, maybe that's another theory, that with a explosion on Tantis, everyone died, and in the words messages, they all died, but she's alive.
But she's
And
alive. Fake their death.
hey, I think maybe I see that happening, so they don't look for her anymore.
I could see that, like what they did with, like you said,
with
Rex.
Ahsoka, like that. They died. So, but in reality, she escapes and she's hiding. I can see that happening. Like everyone thinking that they all die over there, so they are not a target anymore.
I could see that. I could see that. That's a good one. I could see that one, and I could also see them giving Omega to Azad's Ventress.
Mm-hmm.
That
Maybe.
might be a bigger, like those two. I feel like those two make the most sense because then you have Azad's a Ventress, a powerful Jedi, a powerful
Mm-hmm.
Force user.
Mm-hmm.
She can take out anybody, and Quinlan Voss with her absolutely,
Mm-hmm.
and then Omega getting trained, and then that one faking their deaths, but the only thing with the fake deaths part, they're gonna look for the body.
But if you remember, like on Clone Wars, they just left
They
like
just left, yes,
the lightsaber
yeah.
and like on the helmets. So maybe they can
It
like
could be like
stick,
that.
they can put the helmets on the floor, or they can leave her like what Emery gave her, like
Oh yeah,
the
the thing on the
like she can
shelf.
leave that over there.
And also, I feel like with the kids too, they're gonna need somebody too because those kids that we see in there are not gonna die. I hope
and they're not capable to be alone too.
Yeah,
Like they cannot. You can
they don't know
open
who
the
their mother
doors.
is. They don't know who their
Mhm.
parents are.
Mm-hmm. So I think they like Omega's gonna take care of them, and she go with Asajj, and maybe like Asajj, how are they doing with Quinlan? So I think you know what, I'm going with that theory. I'm
Yeah,
going
because
with
it
that theory.
makes a logical sense that they can't go back to that planet. They can't go
Nah,
back to that nice island.
the
They can't.
island, nah, they can't.
You have to hide. Really, you have to fake your death. That's what you're gonna have to do, like Rex did, and Ahsoka did. You're gonna have to fake your death, and then move on to something else and hide. Like maybe they contact Sid because Sid knows a lot. Fee knows a
But
lot.
Sith like betray them.
Yeah, but it's weird that we haven't seen or heard anything of her. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like she
Yeah,
is she is a big part of the Bad Batch. You know, she is, even if we don't really want to sit here and say that. But she's helped them. I know she like turned them over, of course. You know, but in the time of need, she likes Omega. I think it comes down to Omega, you know, because Omega's just a child too, and Omega sees the good in people just like Ahsoka does. She sees that, and I think Sid sees Omega as a good child. Like a Sid is not gonna like do that. I feel like.
And you think Phil is gonna help too?
I think she is. I think she knows a lot of Outer Rim. They're gonna have to go to the Outer Rim or something, or just lay low. But you have to realize something, that the Empire lasted for over almost 20 years. So to hide for that long and to fake your death too, that's gonna be pretty hard.
Yeah.
You know, like we see in Rebels, Rex, Gregor, and Wolf were
They're
like,
on an island with a planet. My
because-
bad. Like they were on a planet.
because the Empire knows that they got discontinued. Like they know, like they have them in the records that they did that. Whatever happened with Senator Chuchi and her fight for the clones must have worked, kind of.
Yeah, because apparently the Empire knows that they're there.
Yeah,
right?
like the Empire knows that they're there, and they know other clones are out there too. I don't think they're just there. But if you're surviving and you're faking your death, it's gonna be pretty hard because the Empire is almost everywhere. You know, so that's another thing too. But we're going in blind to the finale.
I'm ready. I'm just hoping that it's like 45 minutes up and above,
I hope so too.
because I don't know how this will close all the important things that are happening in 30 minutes. Like I don't see it happening in 30 minutes. Like I don't know, rush maybe, but like in a good finale, it will be like 45 minutes or more, so they can like close all the loose things that are happening, and like giving us more and giving us like what's gonna happen next. Because I think
they have
like
they have to come out with a new animation show.
Loki. I think that maybe in the future they do like stories of Rex and what he was doing, like how he was rescuing the other clones. How I think that because a lot of happening, like when Echo went with him and like what happened on that time, because Echo, before leaving with Rex, he was different, and when he came back, he was more like, okay, let's do it. He was more like strong.
Yes.
So they grow together over there too. So I would love to see the stories, like what they did, like how they rescue more clones, how they find more clones. So I'm ready. Like, give me all the content, give me everything. Like, I will be with the hands open.
And you cosplayed as Captain Rex.
Yes, yes,
How
yes,
was
yeah.
that?
And I met him. I met D. Bradley Baker last year on Fan Expo Dallas. Like, uh, it was crazy because at first I saw that they announced Hayden Christensen. So I was like, hey, I want to meet him. Like, I'm a super fan of Hayden Christensen. I want to meet him. So I was planning to go in a cosplay, but I didn't know how or which one. And then I saw that they announced D Bradley, and I told my wife, like, we have to make this, like, we have to make this happen. Like, I want. So I found a helmet on Amazon. I was like, hey, I need that helmet. I bought it, and then I saw a couple clips on YouTube, like how like I can do like a clone cosplay with foam, EVA foam.
Oh.
So I went with that. It was phone, literally. So I went with that video and we practiced. We start. There were a couple templates, and we did it in like 2 months. 2 months. And yeah, meeting him was incredible when because I did the line and everything. And when I saw him, I was like, I told him Captain, and he told me Captain, like in the voice of a clone. I was like, oh my god.
He
Uh
is something. I met him in New York, but I'm gonna meet him again this year in Rhode Island.
Nice. And like
Uh,
when he was signing, I was telling him like he made the Clone Wars. Like he is the Clone Wars. Like like he's part of everything. Like his voice. Like he's the key. Like he's everything. So and he was like thank you. And I told him like that I'm so impressed in how he do all the Bad Batch too. Like, hey, like they all sound different. Like their characteristics, their way to talk, they're different. And he started to talk like all of them. And I was like, no. And then I told him like, and my favorite is Crosshair. And he told me like, good soldiers follow orders. Like on the voice of Crosshair, I was like, no, my god.
he can't say
Yeah.
that no more, though. He can't say that
No,
no
he
more.
can. He can. Like all he can. So that was the last time. So like he was super cool, man. Super cool. Like, you met him too. Like he's super talented, and I hope he continues in this fandom, and I hope he continue to do more shows, more series, because he's part of everything.
He is.
We have to thank him of all these years on the Clone Wars, Bad Batch, and he Rebels. Like
Everything. He's
he's
involved in
he's
every
everything.
project.
Like I told him like you are the Clone Wars. Like you are like you were sitting on the chair with a microphone and you were talking with of all the clones.
Yeah,
It's like
and it's
he's
amazing.
everything. Like I'm super fan of D. Bradley Baker, and he deserves everything, and he deserves to continue in this fandom and continue to creating more histories and telling more histories.
We love you, D. Bradley Baker.
We love you, D. Bradley Baker.
But my final question to you, we didn't go through any questions, but that's okay.
Nah,
Uh,
that's good
how we
because we're
go. That's
flowing.
how we roll.
We're flowing.
That's how we roll, But if George Lucas called you, Jesus, and said, Jesus, I need you to make a Star Wars project. It could be anything. It could be it's your dream project that you want to see in Star Wars. Anything. It could be Legends, canon, whatever. It could be animation, live action, but you're making
Wow.
it. What is your dream Star Wars project that you want to see on screen? It could be a movie, like I said, movie, live action, or animation.
That's a hard question. Like never, no one had asked me this question.
You're welcome.
Wow. Like if he called me and like question like if it's like something that is already created or like something
Well,
new.
you could, like you said, you want to see more of D. Bradley Baker's story in Star Wars.
Uh-huh.
So you could
Okay.
put like something
So
like
yeah,
that.
like I would
It could
love
be
to see.
connected. It could be a Saj Ventress show. It could be a Darth Maul show. It could be any really thing. Helena
I would
Carlson.
love to see two things. I would love to see like
But
how.
you're making it. You're making. This is your story.
Okay, so I will suggest to like to show us like Darth Maul after after the last episode of Clone Wars all the way to Rebels.
Oh,
I will,
okay.
because there's a lot of years. It's, oh, I think 14 years, right? Because
Yep.
on the moment that Obi-Wan kills him, like Luke was already existing. I don't know if it was 14 years or less, but that because he asked Obi-Wan like, is he the chosen one? Is he gonna revenge us?
Yeah.
So I would love to see how, because they have shown us like parts on, for example, Solo, but we haven't seen that story. We and Darth Maul is a character that we all love. You know, like he's a character so interesting, but we haven't seen him a lot. And even he appears in the Clone Wars, but I would love to see how he went up and how he went down. Because on Rebels, they name him as a ghost, as a phantom,
Yeah.
as a shadow. So I would love to see, because on Solo they show you that he's running with all the spices and all that association that was on the top of that time, but you don't see him. You don't see how or how he controlled that association and how he went down to be nobody. uh I would love to see that story. Like I will ask to see if they can make that story, and also I would love to see like what Rex did all this time, because he made a couple, sorry, a couple cameos, but I would love to see what he really did and how he helped the clones that were like stranded, because he was their leader. Like he's the values of a leader, because he's a captain, so he take care of his troops.
I
So
love
that's
that.
what he have been doing all this time. Even there's no republic, he's taking care of his troops, looking
Yeah.
for them and save them. So those two, like what Captain Rex did, and how like the story between the last episode of Clone Wars and the first time that we see uh Darth Maul on Rebels, because we see him in a temple, like being like an old
A Mancor.
guy.
A
Yeah,
Mancor. Yeah.
they call him like the shadow. There's a shadow. So yeah, that would be. And you?
I I always say I want a Thrawn animation show throughout with the books.
Oh my God, that too. I forgot.
Because we get Thrawn, we get like if book Thrawn ever happened in animation, we get that in the Tales of the Jedi, the
Mhm.
Tales of the Empire, excuse me, of that trailer. We see Thrawn, his young Thrawn, and it's like that's the Thrawn we would get in the books. Like if we
Mhm.
got an animation Thrawn in seriousness in a show, that would be him.
I would love to see that story. Like that's a good one. Like how like putting those books that Timothy Sand create on like animation.
It's
Like
like what they
I
did with
would
the comics.
animation. Like I will be happy with animation. Like only animation, because the voice of like Lars is perfect. Like
He is. I love
every
Thrawn.
time he talk, when I heard the trailer, I was like, oh my God, that's Lars. Like his voice is so intimidating. Like Tron, yeah, he's Tron. So
When he speaks, I listen. That's all.
same, like when he was talking to Morgan Elsbeth, like, and he was like, okay, we're gonna support you or something. He said something like that. I was like, wow, like how he's intimidating, like how his voice, you listen, like you said, like you, okay, I will follow you orders.
Yeah.
So
If you tell me to jump off the cliff, I'll probably do that.
and he's mine, so that's a good one. That's a good one.
That's I think my dream Star Wars project. And then
Nice.
like other Star Wars projects that I want to see is like Ahsoka from the end of Clone Wars. We see in Tales of the Jedi, of course, all the way to being called like Fulcrum and like
Mm-hmm.
seeing Rebels, what's she doing? Captain Rex too, to see what he's doing. Azad's Ventures and Quinlan Voss, I would love to see it.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I haven't
Um,
read their book, but I have a lot of friends telling me that that's one of the best books of
it
Star Wars.
is. I just finished it maybe a couple weeks ago, but I finished it in like 4 days.
Oh, wow.
Um, it's really good, especially as Dodge became one of my favorite characters.
Nice.
I have a
I
shirt
have it.
like her.
I
I
have
have
the book.
Crosshair shirt on, but I have a Zod's shirt too.
They're fighting. They're fighting for their place.
They're funny. I was like, who am I gonna put on today? Who's going in there? You know, but yeah. I wish they came out with a Zod's Ventures Funko Pop. I see all those Funko Pops right there.
Man,
I don't know what they're
we are
doing.
waiting. I have tagged Funko like in I don't know how many videos like asking and like begging for a such. So let's see if with this like with the Bad Batch, because she looks badass. Like she looks amazing. Like I love
Does.
her look. Like
It's her dark disciple look.
like she looks beautiful.
The book.
So I hope like they made him they made her in a Funko Pop, and also then they later made her like in the Clone Wars, so or a 2-pack with her like in the Clone Wars and
Or
Bad Batch.
Quinlan
That would be
Voss,
perfect.
you know?
Like
We don't have a Quinlan Voss Funko Pop yet.
same. They can do a 2-pack with them. Like that would be perfect. So yeah, that will be also the perfect Funko. I think a 2-pack, Quinlan Boss and a Sash Ventress.
Dodge. So Darth Jesus, we gotta end the show. But before we go,
it was fun.
I know we could have kept talking for hours. We could have kept going. But before we go, where can everybody find you on the social?
You guys can find me on Darth Jesus, on Instagram, Darth Jesus on YouTube, and Darth Jesus on TikTok.
I will put all the links in the bio. Darth Jesus, thank you so much.
Thank you for the invite. I had a great time. I hope this. I'm gonna invite you to my channel. So let's see. I'm gonna have my questions and I will bring a trivia. So get ready.
Oh, trivia is my downfall. If it's like
Oh yeah.
things that I never heard of, like
I'm gonna send you like top 3 topics, and you're gonna let me know which one you prefer.
all right.
But now, man, thank you for the invitation. I had a blast. And thank you. I really appreciate the invitation, and let me know whenever you want me again. I'll be here. So yeah, I'm grateful for this
Can I just
opportunity.
say, everybody watching this, Jesus just knows how this show's run. I don't know if he's watched this show a lot, but he said the same exact things that I would say. Like, oh, you're always welcome to come on. Just come on anytime. Like,
hey, whenever you want me here, let me know, and I will be here.
I'm dying slowly too. I just said.
You're falling apart.
I'm definitely falling apart. But thank you, Darth Jesus, for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Making this a great Scevoli Tano Tonight show appearance. Thank you guys for watching out there. Please subscribe down below to the YouTube channel, The Scevoli Tano Show, for more awesomeness and just me. Because Darth Jesus is not going to be here anymore. It's going to be me. You're stuck with me. I know, that's what I said. I bet everybody's doing that at home. Like, no, we don't want it. But thank you for joining me on the Scevoli Tano Show, guys.
May the force be with you.
Yes. Guys, be kind to one another, and may the fools be with you, my friends.
Always.
Bye!
In my life, when you find people who need your help, you help them, no matter what.